Welcome back to this channel. Now, to those of you that are yet to subscribe to this channel, please make sure you click on the subscribe button, like and share. So what we will be looking at is NASDAQ 100 for this week. So I want you to actually pay attention, by the way. So I'm going to give out, very informative. I'm going to give out some information that is very going to be useful for you for this week when you are going to be trading this NASDAQ 100. So make sure you stick to the end to be able to understand this movement. Now, first, I'm going to start with the analysis we did last week on NASDAQ 100. I told you guys that we would have a bearish move for the week, right? You clearly can see that this NASDAQ 100 literally gave us a bearish move. Also, I also told you guys yesterday that for today, which is Friday, NASDAQ 100 will definitely drop to a level of 12,200. You can see that the price has given us that level, right? I also talked about, when people were doubting that, oh, NASDAQ 100 will actually not drop, it will actually go bullish and something that I said, okay, no, we would actually drop. Guess what? We've actually gotten that drop. So we would want to know where this NASDAQ 100 will be moving for this week. Now, before I actually get started, right, to those of you that are interested in my analysis, because I own a Patreon channel, in that Patreon channel, what I intend to do is put out high probability trade that we have 70 to 90% chance of winning that trade. So far, we've had about 5 trades for this week, right? I just finished, and 4 of our trades have already hit the target. Only one that have not gotten to that target. So 4 of them have hit the target. So this week that I'm predicting for, I'll be giving out more analysis. And one thing is that there are a lot of trades to give out this week, so I don't want you to actually miss it out. The trade for this week that I'll be giving out to my Patreon members, I don't want you to actually miss it, because there are a lot of setup actually playing out, right? There are a lot of trade. Possibly we have about within 5 to 10 trade we'll be taking this week, and possibly above. So do not miss it out. Check the link below. Become one of my Patreon subscriber with just 20 USD. And some of the trade we took this week, right? I'm also going to paste a link to the playlist so you can actually go and watch it, to actually confirm. I repeat again, do not miss the trade I'll be giving out this week. Now back to this my analysis. We can now see that this NASDAQ 100 has hit that level of 12,200, or possibly close to that, very very similar, close to that level. If it has not hit that your level in your own broker, in mine it has already hit the level, by the way. So then price a bit rejects from it. So I told you. So this week, what I'll be watching out for on NASDAQ 100 is a continuous bearish move. Like I've told you guys last week why we'll be having that bearish move. Now, to those of you that don't really know or were not there, I'm going to quickly do a recap. I actually did 3 analyses for NASDAQ 100. One of those analyses is sentimental analysis. The second one was fundamental analysis, and the third one is a technical analysis. Now let's take a look at the sentimental analysis on this NASDAQ 100. One of the sentimental analysis is the war in Ukraine and Russia. So we all know that this, war tends to affect, especially the stock markets, right? We all know that Russia, Ukraine, they are one of the big producer or exporter of wheat, some food commodity stuff, right? So we all know that these markets started, the bearish move actually started last year. More of that bearish move actually played out around that February, during the war. But prior to that, the price of the stock markets were actually dropping, during the war, predicting that people are predicting that the war will happen, and so far the war actually played out. Since then, the market has been dropping. You can clearly see it. When you have to zoom it out, let's go to the monthly time frame. So this is the month. This is January, 2022. We actually had a bearish move. Then the month of February came. We can see the month of March. Then you can see the next one. So basically, price has actually been dropping since last year, and this year we will have more bearish move. We all know, due to the news, that okay, they are saying okay, Russia, we definitely going to step up, new offensive. I mean, there are news reports that they are sending in. You can hear the Western powers actually sending in, more tanks, more ammunition, Russia to actually prepare. The war is about to escalate. Basically, there will be more shortage of all these commodities, and we all know the effects of it. And when there's shortage of it, tends to be a rise, inflation, and this. And it is not good for the markets, by the way, if you have to look at it. Now, when we go to the fundamental aspects of it, we all can see that central banks are actually increasing interest rates. We can see the Republic Bank of Australia increase its interest rates. We can see the Bank of England actually increase interest rates last week. The federal fund rate was actually increased. So basically, interest rate, and we all know that the effects of interest rates is actually not good for the stock market. So the US has increased its interest rates. That is fundamentally. So the DXY, right, the interest rate, since there is an increase in DXY, since there is an increase in interest rates, we will very much see a bullish move on the DXY. But one thing for sure is that the stock market will not do fine, because it will become more expensive for companies to borrow money to actually run their business. So we all know that with this, stock prices tends to fall. And when stock price starts to fall, you will see that on the stock index, they will also start to fall. Basically, interest rate is actually not good. Now, to the technical aspect of it, when you look at the trend, you can clearly see that this is a downtrend movement. So let's see this movement like this. So we would see this to be a lower lows and then a lower highs, right? Just follow the trend. That is what I want you guys to do. Then a new lows, and you can take a look at this to be a lower highs. You can see this to be a new lows, and now I'll take a look at this to be a lower highs. As long as this price did not take out this previous lower highs, then definitely we will continue to expect or watch out for a bearish move. So this is why I said on this NASDAQ 100 will continue to drop. So let's see in 6 to 8 months time, we should be able to take out these lows. I mean, 6 months is even still far, right? I think it's still far. Let's see in 4 months time if we'll be able to take out this low. So a new low will be formed. Thereby, in the long run, NASDAQ 100 will definitely drop. Now down to this week and the time frame analysis. For this week, right? We see the previous week I talked about having a bearish move, which we've actually gotten. So one thing I'll be expecting for this week, or let's say in 2 weeks' time, if in case this week that we're trying to predict for NASDAQ 100 does not get to this level, then in 2 weeks' time, let us watch out for that level in 2 weeks' time. We should be able to hit a level of 11,779. So I've highlighted this level. This is the level I am watching out for. Price has actually gotten to a level of 12,200. First level, price has actually hit to the level. So I am comfortable with that. The next level I will be watching out for on NASDAQ 100 is 11,779. So that is why I said in 2 weeks' time, possibly in 2 weeks' time, we should be able to hit this level. So more drop on NASDAQ 100, right? So we will be expecting a bearish move. So this is what I'm watching out for. And there's no doubt that we're having a rejection at this same level, because you can see on the NASDAQ 100, there was a rejection. This is why I've highlighted this level. There was a rejection here. If you look at your charts on the weekly time frame, you can see that there was a rejection here again. Once price broke below, we had a pullback which rejected and dropped. If you take a look at this, right, there was a rejection here, and now prices at this level, and do not be surprised we're having a rejection. Thereby we'll be expecting more drop on NASDAQ 100 in the long run. So more drop is to come on NASDAQ 100, especially as we are speculating a bullish move on DXY. Definitely stock markets will drop. If there's a bullish move on DXY or the USD index, then the stock market, especially the NASDAQ 100, will definitely drop. Now down to the daily time frame. So we clearly can see that this kind of like first wave, this is a drop. Then I see this to be a pullback, right? If this price was to continue the uptrend move, like I said, it should have gone up to take out this ice here. But guess what? Price did not actually take out this ice. Guess price actually, you know, actually came here and give us another drop. You can see that this drop has been made. So all we just have to do is actually wait for a pullback, then another drop will be made. So that is why I want to actually be a subscriber to my Patreon channel, because I'm going to put out more updates on NASDAQ100. I believe more setup will actually play out this week. So you are going to get an update. You'll be able to take a trade with just 20 USD, very, very cheap, right? It's not that much, right? You'll be able to get more updates from me and what to actually trade. So we will be looking at NASDAQ 100, majorly this week. So do not get left out. If you are not one of the subscriber, check the link in the comment section below, become one of my subscriber, and you'll be able to get an update. So this is what I have for the daily time frame, a little bit of a pullback, then another drop. So let's see if the period of, let's say Thursday, just say let's say Thursday, the period of Thursday, at least we should be trading at 11,900. So that is what I am speculating. Possibly we should be trading at that level, 11,900. That is what I am watching out for the week. Now down to the 4-hour time frame, you can see that this price has actually literally dropped, right? So like I said, a pullback should be playing out. That is why I want you to actually become one of my Patreon subscribers, so you get an update and you can go ahead to continue this sell on NASDAQ 100 for this week.